You may recognize this corner of the property as the place where we grew corn. We just recently had a corn harvest, and in this video we are going to prepare for a second harvest of corn, trying it again. So we're going to go from this to this in about 72 minutes. Wow. Let's talk about how I got to this point and maybe even a little bit of why. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Well, hello and welcome to the Bowtie Gardens. This is the corn batch back in the southeast west corner of the property in the outer garden bed tours. The jet noise was really loud here, so I'm voice-overing this segment. This was the biggest harvest of corn we ever had, and I'm going to try it again, see if I can do better. So I'm going to get this cleared up, and we're going to cut out the corn. We're going to leave the roots. I end up not doing that very much. But we'd like to plant another row, 4 rows of corn from some corn seeds we have left over. And I don't know how long this is going to take, though. You know how long this is going to take, and I don't at this point, which is kind of weird. Again, a lot of jet activity. That's why I'm doing the voiceover now. It's not unusual. We live on 4 bear bases, 2 airports, and a heliport. And we hear a lot of air traffic. We move on. I got my trusty Felco gloves and my trimmers, and I'm going to get to digging into this. Got the wheelbarrow over here. Going to fill this thing up a couple times with weeds. These are the Biden's Alba in here. I like having the Biden's Alba because they do provide food for the bees and the monarchs. So I'm very happy to have them. But it does come a time we got to control them. They got to go. I got a lot of it in the yard. It's not going to be a loss or anything. So anyway, I'm going to, I guess, I don't know, we might have to cue some theme music here and do a time lapse maybe? I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So that time lapse represented about 30 minutes worth of work. One thing I did learn, I need to do a better job of keeping a few of my paths clear going from the backyard to the front yard, because that took a whole 5 minutes there that I didn't have my camera on for, but you would have laughed. Anyway, so you saw me digging up that one row of where I'm going to be planting seed, and I don't normally do tilling, and so all you no-till people, don't jump on me. I know. I was curious how it would do against that dollar weed. We have this dollar weed. It grows these real long roots, these white roots just under the surface. And if you can get it with loose soil, you can pull it up, the whole thing. Like, I've pulled up as much as 8 feet of it. But what I have learned over the years is if you pull all the grass first and everything else and then focus on the dollar weed comes out a lot better, like long strands of it. But anyway, I was just trying to see if the forking would help at all. And I think it did. I might go out and do the rest of the rows. I know. Don't jump on me. I'm tired, not thinking straight. So, what I am planting in here. And I actually asked my neighbor if he wanted to take part in this. And he works away from home, so he doesn't feel like he can keep up with it for this next few shifts for him working away. But his wife and family are here, and I pray for him frequently. And anyone who does that kind of work, you know, my hat's off to you. That's just amazing. I am fortunate enough to have always been home in bed at the end of the workday and happy about it. But anyway, what I'm going to be doing is, so this is Kyle corn. Now please do not Google that. Kyle is a friend from Mrs. Bowtie's work. He grew this corn in his garden back in the spring of 2021. And he ended up he had so much of it, he gave almost everyone at the office a bag of corn. And we had ours, we enjoyed ours. We had some ears of corn, but we had some extra that we weren't going to get to, so I let it dry, and I've got corn here. And more than I'm going to need, but I'm planning on planting as much of it as I can because it is 3 years old. Did you see the label? I actually did a germination test in July of 2021, and I got a 92% germination back then, which for my own safe seeds, I thought that was great, you know. But I am going to plant these a little more prolifically. I don't know what they are. They are a sweet corn. It is July 18th. I am exhausted. I've already been working out in the sun. I finished a 7-day project putting up a Western rail fence. If I can find some footage of it, I'll put it in right here, and you can see what it looked like. It came out beautiful. It was replacing an old fence. Colorado Fence Company, folks. Wow, do they make good fence parts. And they shipped this thing out to us ready-made. All we had to do is dig holes and stick it in. And it went together like a charm. But anyway, I am going to be planting this. That's why I'm already a bit tired. I'm going to be planting this a little thicker. I believe I'm going to go back out there and fork those other 3 rows just because I'm not thinking straight. And now we did, this is the cool thing. We got a beautiful amount of rain this morning. In fact, we had thunder, massive thunder booms. It was so loud. Mrs. Bowtie and I got woke up a little after 3 o'clock in the morning, which isn't but an hour or hour and a half before we wake up anyway. But I tried putting in earplugs, didn't work. Great thing about the thunder, though, you know, when it lightnings, the rain has more nitrogen, so that bed has even more nitrogen in it. I think we probably got at least half an inch of rain, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got 1.5 inches of rain, to be honest. I'll see if I can put on the bottom of the screen here how much we get after I go look it up and peel myself off my recliner. So I'm going to sit here and cool off for a few minutes in the air conditioning, and I'm going to get back at it. And like I said, you already know, if this video goes as planned, you may already know how long in total this took. But yeah, woo, that time will have included a little bit of cool off time in the process. I'm going to go find a big fan to blow on me. So I
did go ahead and use the fork on the rest of this. Got most of the wreath out. You can tell it's not perfect. I know. I'm going to have to be pulling out some more weeds as we go. I'm not too worried about that. We got the fresh rain this morning, got down to 75. That's the first time it's been below 82 in weeks, so it felt wonderful this morning. Right now it is, I want to say 88. I meant to look before I turned on the camera, but of course I forgot. So, oh, and I don't have good enough internet on that phone. Anyway, I think it's 88 right now. So it's very humid, of course. We just had the rain. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to use my, what tool was I going to use? Oh, it's over there. I'm going to use a tool. Oh, my hory to make 4 drills. I'm going to drop some blood meal, bone meal, and some Dr. Earths down the drill. And I'm just going to drop seeds the whole length and make it an easy sowing. So apparently I'm out of my bone meal. I do have blood meal, which is all nitrogen. I have Dr. Earths, which actually has elements needed for those roots to develop. So I'm going to call that good and make this thing go. So yes, it's 88, feels like 99 with the humidity. I know some of you are having a lot worse than this. Remember, our 87-degree water that we're surrounded by stabilizes our temperatures, which sounds great, but our lows never get below 82, which is not cool enough for the tomatoes and cucumbers to rest at night and produce tomatoes and cucumbers. Anyway, you saw I sowed those pretty deep, pretty thick. And I'm just gonna go through, cover the seeds, and I'm gonna turn on the irrigation for about an hour. Here we go. There we go. I sowed them thick, just in case there's some that don't germinate. I tried to bury them pretty good. Well, I'm sure birds will find some of them. I didn't do a great job. I may have to thin them, but I hope I don't. If I do, I'm going to be doing a lot of thinning, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's it. Please subscribe to see how this bed turns out, because we'll be covering it in our garden tours. But so also tell me, are you doing second crops? I'm just now getting to the point in my abilities where I'm starting to get second and occasional third crops out of certain things. So comment what you're growing this fall, you're down under this spring, what you're trying to squeeze in. Also, there's going to be a link to the harvest and the planting of the previous bed in the description of this, and also in the upper right hand corner of the screen there's a little eye in a circle on a lot of devices. Some devices it doesn't, but it's also, that's called cards, and that will be in the cards as well. So anyway, I'm exhausted. Mrs. Bowtie and I have an event tonight, and I have to go get my third change of clothes on for the day because now these are wet. Go bury a western rail fence for a while, and you'll get sweaty doing that too, especially if you're using a water jet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. For those of you who have made Bowtie Life what it is today. And please like this and share this video with your friends on Facebook or other social media. Y'all have a blessed day.